Theory of haircutting. Consultation. The consultation is the most important thing when your client comes in. A good consultation can really set the tone for your client's experience. You need to really get through all the important points in your consultation quickly and efficiently. The first thing that I do is really ask open-ended questions. Once you've greeted your client, once you've got them settled in the chair, you really need to find out information quickly and easily. An open-ended question is simply where you ask a question that cannot be answered either yes or no. This is a leading question and allows you to gather information from the client. I always try and start with any negative questions, such as, was there anything you would like to change about your haircut from last time? And then I like to move on to a positive question, such as, what did you like about your hair last time? This will propel you and allow you to move forward from a positive. If there is something the client did not like about their hair last time, it's very important to actually take that on board and consider it and make sure that you take that information from them in a very gracious manner. Do not be defensive. Do not look upset if someone says there's something they didn't like about their previous haircut. You need to take it with good grace. You need to take it on board and think about it when you're making your new decision for this appointment. All of these important pieces of information will help you to make an informed decision. The next thing that I do in the consultation is really feel the head shape. So I'm going to feel the occipital bone, I'm going to feel the mastoid process, the parietal ridge. It's important to turn your client around in the chair and look at their profile and look at it through the mirror. I definitely think in a consultation it's good to have direct eye contact with the client when you're talking to them and to not really talk through the mirror at them. However, when you need to look at that profile, you do need to turn the client around in the chair and you do need to look through the mirror so that you can see the nose, so that you can see the jawline and the chin. Always take the hair away, see what the client has in the profile and think about what needs to be covered or what needs to actually be shown off. Really listen to your client. Listening is a really big part of your consultation. I find if I listen to a client, they are more likely to listen to me and my ideas. I like to listen to the client, let them give me all the information that they've thought about prior to coming in to see me. This way, I can then turn around and say, wow, there's some really great ideas there. I also have an idea. Can I share that with you? Somehow you will find a nice compromise by taking on board their ideas and adding in your ideas. A really great and well-respected stylist is someone that always gives their client opinions, but the opinions and the ideas should always be in the best interest of the client. Ultimately, we are trying to make the client look the best that they can possibly look that day, in that fashion season, at that time. Clients will change physically as well, so always take into consideration, what do they look like? What hair, cut, color, and styling do they need right now in their life for it to work for them? You also really need to take into consideration their lifestyle and also how much time are they going to put into styling their hair every day. When I'm talking to the client about what length they would like their hair, I tend to use my hands to give more of a ballpark kind of idea. So for example, I'll talk about, are we going to go up here today? Is it going to be more shoulder length? Is it going to be below the shoulders? I never want to get into exact measurements, such as 1 inch off the bottom. I do, however, like to have an idea of what the client's thinking. It's important to have ideas to share with your client and try and push them in a very nice way to doing something that you know is going to make them look fantastic. Your client should really value your opinion, and you should push them into the direction that you think they should go that day. If you are choosing to do more of a shorter length or even a medium length, there's a few things you need to check in the hairline. I always check the growth patterns in the nape area. How is the nape area growing? Does it grow up? Does it grow over to one side and down on the other side? Is the hair laying all really flat? You also need to really check the crown area. How springy is it? I also want to check around the ears and also the front hairline. There's a lot of fringes and bangs that are popular in fashion at the moment, so you need to know what are you getting yourself into. Always try and get a look at your guest when they walk into the salon or before you actually put a gown around them. I'm trying to really figure out what their personality is, also how confident are they, and really get a feeling of who this person is. The other thing I want to look at is what are their body proportions? What do they look like physically? Who is this person? Really try and get a sense of your client's style. If a client is very tall and has broader shoulders, I have to really think about creating a haircut that is going to balance them. That client, for example, would not really suit a short, tight to the head, cropped haircut, because this is just going to emphasize their shoulders and make their head look too small. If, for example, someone is more narrow in the shoulders and wider in the bottom part of their body, I also need to think about building something on their head that will balance them. So how a client holds themselves and carries themselves is also just as important to their body proportions. What do you need to create and put on top of their head to balance them fully as a person? Style and personality. Style and personality to me is everything. I really want to make sure that this haircut or color really fits the client. If a client has a big or a strong personality, I know I can really give them something that makes them stand out or draws more attention to them. If a client, however, is a little bit more shy, then I know I shouldn't give them something that draws too much attention. The age of the client is also very important. I really feel like the days of a perm and a set and those types of clients are almost over. You might still have some clients that come in weekly for that set feeling, but most of your clients that are 60 plus from now on are still going to want to look really fashionable. Nothing is going to change for them. And honestly, some of our most exciting clients are in our older clients. They often are very good clients of the salon. They have color work. They have exciting haircuts. So it's important when you're building your clientele to try and get a really good spread on the age range of your clients. You really want everyone from young to old. Plan A and Plan B. Plan A is always going to be me offering the client my best idea for them that day. If I really try and do it with enthusiasm and show a lot of passion and say to a client, wow, I've really listened to everything you've said to me today, and I think there's some great ideas in there. I'd also really like to share my ideas with you. I think you should bring your hair up to shoulder length. I think we should do a side parting. I think we should layer that hair and make it a little bit looser and more movable. You have to really sell your idea. So whatever your passionate, strong idea, really I believe in it, Plan A idea is, then you should go for it with the client. I really don't care if they say no to me. You have to develop a thick skin when you're working in your consultations, and you should just go for it anyway. The client, even if they're not going to do it that day, will really enjoy listening to your ideas, and you're planting the seed for maybe the next visit or onwards in the future. Plan B is where you end up. There might be some compromise involved, and that's totally and utterly okay. So always go for it. Go for plan A. What do you feel today with both cut, color, styling, and even products? What do you think today you can do to make that client look the best they can look? Plan B usually ends up, you guys coming together, compromising a little bit, and really melding your ideas together so everybody is happy. I always go for it in my consultations. It definitely takes a little bit more energy, but the clients will really, really love it. I believe that a consultation is a little bit like a negotiation. I always go in pretty high, the client comes in pretty low, and we end up in a really good place in the middle. If you approach a consultation like that, I think you'll get more interesting results and the clients will be more excited.